I am DM Zone. This is Gamers Oasis. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, we're going to be talking about the Purify Food and Water spell. This spell is a divine spell. It is used by clerics and this type of thing, potentially druids. In modern context, seems like a pretty wasted spell. There's not a whole lot of reason for it. I think back when original Dungeons and Dragons was made, though, there was a lot more reasoning for it and reasons for it. For example, they had outdoor survival. So you were traveling for weeks, days. You had henchmen. You had a lot of people traveling. You had porters. You had cooks. You had people that cared for your livestock or your animals, whatever you brought. These type of things, you brought a camp with you. And having someone being able to do that, extend out the food so you didn't have to go to iron rations within a normal time frame was important. So when you first started out, it was just straight to iron rations. Later, when you had some of these spells to give out, maybe you could go ahead and do this. Now, you wouldn't want to do this at the cost of a healing spell. So if you know tomorrow I'm going to be going to combat, today I might do that and tomorrow I won't. Also, food doesn't normally spoil overnight. So you kind of plan it out and not every day have it. Or you could keep a lot of this going. Whereas more specific and more important was, let's say you're crossing a swamp. Or you're crossing an area with a lot of insects that are getting in your food and spoiling it. Not to be too disgusting, but laying larvae, eggs, flies, maggots, these type of things inside your food. You want to expel it out. There's no real description of what that means. If you're going to purify the alcohol content out of alcohol, I would say probably not to the detriment of the food. It's probably going to leave it in the shape that it was intended, that the caster probably has some ability to manipulate what it's trying to expel and what it's trying to keep. You could make non-alcoholic mead if you want, just to fool with the dwarf, but I think you could also leave that in, personally. Now, how is this important outside of like a roleplay situation? Well, let's say you're Joffrey and you're going to a banquet and you want to eat your food. If, before you ate, someone prayed over your food, you wouldn't be Joffrey like in Game of Thrones, laying on the floor gagging because someone poisoned your food and killed you. I mean, there's some benefit. There's some real benefit. You go to some place, you don't know what's going on, you don't know who the person is, you do your little prayer, a little blessing, boom, you have the confidence that your food hasn't been spoiled in that way with a poison. You're eating a poisonous animal, or an animal that has a poisonous gland. You want to make sure, like a pufferfish, you want to make sure that's not going to be ingested and kill you. You go ahead and purify that food. I think also there's a potential that this could be used in a different way. Let's say you're going through an old dwarven mine, an old dwarven complex, some stronghold or whatever. You find some 400-year-old mead. It is dried, dust in the barrel. I don't know that there's like an expiration date on how or when you can do this. I feel like you could potentially get with your referee, have that reconstituted with water, or the spell itself will reconstitute it, and then go ahead and recreate the mead that was once in that barrel, creating a unique experience for either you or a highly valuable thing to sell back. What if you went back to the exiled king and said, here is 4 kegs of your mead from your homeland that we went, cured, and, reconstituted it back? How much memories and enjoyment would that bring? What if you did this inside a tavern where maybe there was a rat infestation and you purified the food and gave the villagers confidence in their food not being tainted by whatever creatures were all in it? I think there are all sorts of uses like this, and that's why this spell is great. Anyways, hope you guys like this one. See you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think I should do next. Talk to you later. Bye.